Welcome back to Nebuchadnezzar, episode 6. And we are going to start up this mission here. We need to get 3,100 population, 10,000 money, 120 prestige, and 32 villas. And we are in Jemdet Nasr, the Jemdet Nasr period. And this is going to be an interesting episode because we're introducing some new types of gameplay here. Trade with other cities and also the elites in the city. We are going to see if how long this is going to take here, but this is going to be the last mission where we're going to see this guy, our advisor. So we have a new icon up there, and those are the elites, the ones that live in the villas, and they have different requirement of goods and services, but they also don't like pollution from work buildings, and also they like decorations. So here's our prestige. You get prestige through population and also through trade and monuments. And one of our goals for this mission is to get 120. And then here's our diplomatic relations. We have to initiate contact with a city. This is the only way that we can make money to expand the city. We also need to get 10,000 money. So we have some cities there. And then we can build ports to bring in the goods and ship them out. And that's our city. And then we have Tel Akur, well, whatever. We need 100 prestige to be able to initiate contact. There's 80 for Nippur, and there's 30 bricks for Ur. And Uruk needs 50 pottery. So, in order to get money, we're going to need to trade with these guys. So here's our map. And we got some fertile ground here, fertile ground down there, and some more over there. It looks like we should probably build maybe our farms up in this area here, and then maybe some industry elsewhere. But let's start up with our farm here. And if we go there, then we're going to need to irrigate that land right away. So we could only pretty much go right there in order to get a bunch of fertile land. That actually has every space filled. But let's just rotate this and take a look. I'm really thinking that if we just irrigate this land over here, that we can build our farm over there. So let's build a couple of pumps to get some water out there. And we don't necessarily want to go up there because those are good places for ports, because ports are bigger than pumps. So I'm thinking down here in this area we can build a couple of pumps. So let's lay those down. There's one, there's two, and then we'll build the canals in order to connect them, and then we'll bring that out, and then we'll bring down the canals. And what I've noticed is that it looks like it's about 3 tiles over of where it actually irrigates. So there's 1, 2, 3. So if we build it up there, it should get it all. And yes, we do. See, we cover all of that. Even the ones that are partially covered, those actually will provide what we need. So if we move this down, we can irrigate that entire stretch. So let's move it up here and let's get it a little bit closer. So we got if we bring it down there, we should irrigate that entire stretch. There we go. Yeah, that's good. And then we'll do it over here too. 1, 2, 3, and down. It looks like we have some bad land there, right there. So we can't, that can't get irrigated. It's like a hill or something. But that's all right. We should have enough in order to build some kind of farm over there now. So let's get our milk production going on. As you can see, there's plenty of room there. So I'm thinking that we should build it right there, and we got tons of irrigated land. And then our crop farm can be over on this side, because see, we could use the irrigated land even on the other side of that ditch for the crop farm. And if we move it over slightly here, there we go. We'll maximize a lot of that. So we'll use a lot of that irrigated land there, and we should be pretty good to go. So let's rotate it here and let's build our road so we can connect it to the main road. So let's build a couple of roads here. There we go. And then we'll build it down. And then we'll build it over and down. There we go. All right, so now we're connected, and we can rotate it back. There we go. And now we can start placing the pastures for this deal here. So let's start over on this side here. We'll get 15, and then another 11, and then we'll go down. We'll get 34 and 36. All right, so we still have some left over. We can go all the way to 56 if we want, which means we could have three guys in there getting milk. So let's do that. Here's 51. We need 3 more. And there's 3 more. Well, we'll build this way, and then we'll put 1 more there. There we go. All right, so we got 54. And then now we'll set up our wheat field. And let's see how many we can get from this inside that area. So we can get 12 right there. We can get another 6 more for 24. And then 29, 30. I don't think that one's going to work out too well, so let's go around that one. And we've got 41, 47, 50, and we'll put a road right there. So we'll skip, and we'll do some more here. So that's 54. There we go. Looks pretty organic, I would say. All right, so now let's build our road to connect it to the main road. There we go. And we should be looking pretty good on that. We'll build a warehouse down here right there. See that? If I build it too far away from that livestock farm, it will not capture the milk. So I have to build it close enough to the farm in order to be able to get the milk. So let's see here. This warehouse needs to be built up here in order to capture the wheat from the other farm. So here we'll put in our milk and our bread, and then we'll take off the wheat and then anything else. We don't want anything else coming over in this area. So, and then this one we'll just store the wheat, and that'll give us a nice storage for the wheat. All right, so let's build a couple of bakeries here close to the warehouse. They don't far to deliver it, so we'll build just a couple out here. There's one, and there's two. So now we have our bread production going. And then over in this area, I'm thinking that's where we're going to build a lot of our housing. And then what we can do also is we're going to need to have somebody bring those goods from that warehouse over to the area where we want to have our market. So I'm thinking that if we build, some roads over here and set up our population, then that'd be good. I also like straight roads, and so I'm gonna go ahead and build that road there and delete those, and so now we have a nice straight road. So I'm thinking we should start it somewhere in that area over here, and we'll build up. I want to make sure I'm building up the right amount. I think you could probably go more, but I kind of like blocks of 8 houses. It seems like it's a good number. I mean, a lot of things in this game are divisible by 4, so that's also kind of how they taught you with the tutorial as well, so it just kind of makes sense. But anyway, that right there will give us 8 houses, and if I build another kind of set over here, so we're going over 5, and then we're going up 9, and then we'll go over and we'll connect those. So now we have a place for 16 houses, and we're going to need a pretty good sized population in order to service everything. So we'll build another kind of set right here like we just did. All right, there we go. So that looks pretty good. That's going to give us our houses. So let's just go ahead and just pull them in. We're just dragging them in. There's another 8, and then we'll have 32 right there. 32 houses. Now we're going to need 32 standard villas, but we don't want to. I don't believe they work. So we definitely want to have workers in order to do that. So if we take a look, we can build a warehouse that's going to service the market, and we're going to want to have that warehouse close to the market. We learned that in previous episodes, that if it takes a long time to bring goods from the warehouse to the market runs out of goods pretty quickly. But if they have a constant supply and the market's close by, then they'll continue to have goods. So now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to build our caravan. And our caravan is actually going to start over by the warehouse. And it's going to go collect bread. And we'll bring that bread over to the other warehouse. closer to the market. This is a pretty cool feature. I really like the feature of this. So you just basically tell, yeah, I want it to go in, and we'll lower these down, kind of, even them out a little bit there. Let's go 20 and 20, and then we won't want anything else in there right now. We just want to get these guys up to a poorhouse. So we'll tell them, yep, you can release those goods to the caravan, and then we've got our bread, and then we'll have our milk, and we'll just copy that route. There we go. So now we're going to have the goods come over there as soon as we can, and we also need, of course, a market, and the market is going to be placed right there, really close to the warehouse, and then we'll set up our I guess, I don't know what they're called. I forget. They're distributors, basically. So the question is, I've never done a pattern like this before. I'm wondering if we should just go all the way down with it first, and then go over all the way over to the side, and then we should probably just bring it all the way down from there, down to there, and then into the see, as you can see, the ones in the middle now are not getting serviced. So that's what we ought to do, is just bring it up from there, and then basically pull it into all the other houses, and now we have them all set. So as long as they're all covered, I think that's just the key. And then we'll just do the same thing for the milk. So now we've got, as soon as those goods start coming in, we're going to be able to service those houses, and we should get them all up to poorhouse level. So we're going to turn off pause, and we're going to have our immigrants come in, our migrants, and here they are. They have just settled. So now we're going to start seeing the workers start going up. So what I want to do here is I want to just, bring in the extra workers, because we do have 54 fields, although that one's only showing 17 for the last guy, so we need one more. One of those fields does not produce. So now it does. Now we've got 54. So as soon as we're getting some workers in, you can see there they go. They're filling the positions. All right. So, and on the other one, we've got full. So we're full up, and we have 13%, 15% unemployment now. So we've got plenty of workers. You can see that guy just took some milk, and he is going to place it over there in the other warehouse. The first guy didn't have any bread to get, but the second guy did, and he got some milk, and now we have some milk distribution. So the next thing, of course, to set up is the water and the pottery. So let's just take a look and see. So we can place a well over here and distribute water to get these up to standard houses. So we'll set her route up. We'll just go kind of follow the same path as the other ones. We'll go up and over, and then down into the middle, and up to the other houses there. There we go. All right. So now we've got some water going to everybody. Our milk is coming in. So now the next thing to do, of course, is set up our pottery. And there's some nice fertile ground over here. Of course, these little hills we can't build upon, so we have to be a little careful about that. But we have a nice spot. We have a nice spot there that we can build a clay mine. And we kind of want to keep these as far away as we can from the elites, because they don't like pollution. So we'll basically just create a whole bunch of clay mines down in this area here, and we've been doing probably about four clay mines, and I think there's like maybe 3 pottery or 2 pottery makers. So either way, it's going to give us quite a bit of pottery. And remember, we need to get 30 pottery to initiate the trade with one of those cities. I think it was, I don't remember, maybe it was but the point is now we're going to need to get a lot of pottery in here. So we'll stick some workshops in here, and we'll get the clay into those workshops. So we'll do four clay mines, 3 workshops. We can just see how that goes for a while. But we're going to need to get a warehouse that's connected to this network of shops here. So now we don't want to have anything delivered there except for pottery, because we want all the clay to go into the workshops. We really don't want to store any clay. We just want them to take it directly to the shops, since they're in the area. So now we'll set up a caravan to go get our pottery and bring that from the one warehouse to the other warehouse. And I'm going to need to have a road connected so those guys can actually get there. There we go. And now you've seen them go out. And we'll set up the pottery to be able to be taken. And we will set up the pottery to be able to be received. And we're going to get some pottery over there pretty quickly, I would think. There we go. So let's turn this down to 12, and then let's turn these down over here to 12. So we basically going to have 12, 12, and 12, and get a full supply of that, and then the pottery can just stay in the other location. The caravan guy can hold 20 of them, and if we need them to get out of his possession, then we can always turn on another warehouse to the original warehouse to accept it instead of take it. So we got 27, 36, 27, 27 milk, and 32 consumption. So we're gonna need a little bit more milk sooner or later in order to service everybody. It's just not gonna be quite enough. You can see right there, it's just not gonna be quite enough. So even with 3 full workers, it looks like they get about 9 each, so 27 total. What we could do is we could build out some more pastures as much as we possibly can, but it's only 1 more, and that would be really inefficient, and it wouldn't even give us enough. So right over here in this area, I'm going to need to build another livestock farm, and we'll be able to get more milk, because I need 32. 27 is just not going to cut it. We're not going to have enough for the population. So on the wheat, I might have to build another wheat farm as well. We'll see. But right now it's only at 18 bread, and I need 32. So that's not nearly enough. We're only getting 27 wheat and 18 production from those shops. So I'm going to need another. I'm going to need some more workers in there, basically, in order to push out more bread. So we'll put those workers in, and now all the wheat that we have are being pushed out by the bread makers. Now you'll notice we got plenty of pottery that's coming in. It's storing up. That's good. We need 30. You'll notice now, so we got 27 bread that's possible to be produced. So once again, I'm going to need to build, a couple of farms here in order to get full up to 32. Now this one's close enough to that warehouse that they can just deliver the milk directly to that warehouse. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up so that we can get a whole bunch of milk coming into that area. So there's 16. And there's, well, I think we'll just go to 36. There we go. You know what? I'm thinking, well, we could go all the way to 54 with this. I don't know. Maybe we should just leave it there for now. Because we don't need all that much milk. We just need enough to be able to service them. Look at that. The pottery's full. We have 48 pottery. Let's go in here into the trade and let's we need what do we need? 50? I thought it was 30. Oh, that's bricks. Okay. Well, that's pretty easily done. What we can do is just up this by a little bit, and then the next time he's in there, we can do it. Next time he comes over and delivers those goods. There he is. All right, there we go. So we start off with a cold relationship with them. We can export 90 pottery per year to them at 18 per. So that will give us, quite a bit of money per year. And we need to get up to 10,000. We've already spent about 2,200 or so. So here's the port. And we can put a port in over here, and that will allow us to trade, and the ships will start coming in, and then we'll be able to start making some money. So we need a warehouse that's close to the port, of course. We could build it all the way out to there, and it will touch, and then we can build a road that goes between the warehouse and the port. There we are. And then we need to get, we want to basically just put in the pottery there, and then nothing else. We don't want anything else delivered over there. And we don't necessarily want a full warehouse of pottery going, because we still want to make sure we have enough pottery that's going to the populace, you see? So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get a caravan to take that pottery all the way over there. And what we could do is just bring that road all the way over so that they can just have an easy route to them. So let's go ahead and set that up. And then we'll have another caravan here and get them rolling. Or I could actually use this same guy and just have him bring it on over here to this warehouse, and he could drop off whatever he didn't drop off at the first location. That's a really good strategy, I think, to use, and that is hit your market first. Make sure you have enough storage in there. We're making 45 milk, and we've got 32 consumed, so we got plenty of milk. That's not going to be an issue. And then we got 27 bread, and we need 32. So that's not going to be good. We're going to need more bread production. And we're using up all of the wheat that we have for bread. So that's not going to be good. But anyway, we don't have any milk that's stored there, so the guy is taking it over fast enough, so that's really good. We have 10 milk stored in there, which is quite a bit. So what we could do is we can get another hauler, and then he can start hauling out the milk even quicker. So we'll be able to get more milk into that warehouse by the time the caravan comes back, and then that should help us with our storage of milk over in that area. And then we'll do the same thing for the. Well, I'm just noticing that this is what I'm looking at. So we've got 8 that goes out, and then we have 3 that comes in, which basically doesn't allow that third guy to actually deliver it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take him out, because we actually don't need that much milk. We just need enough. 36 is going to cover our 32. So that's going to be really good for us there. So we'll start seeing some milk come in. And then we need, of course, the other livestock farm in order to have enough bread to come in. And if I place it right there, I'm going to have plenty of fields in order to be able to service enough wheat production, and then I can get it, somewhat close to that warehouse. That's going to basically cover a whole bunch of area there. So now I'll go ahead and I will. You know what? I don't really like that. Here, let's build a crop farm. That was a livestock farm. That was a boo-boo. But let's build a crop farm there, and then let's build the road just to go directly to it. There we go. All right. And then we'll build our fields, crop fields, and we'll just use this space over here. There we go. And we'll just get it out. The other thing that I noticed too is that we have the ability to sell wheat later on. So that'll be good for getting money into the city as well. So anyway, now we're up to 45 production of wheat. So that should be plenty enough for us to cover it. So we have our pottery over there, and we are just not quite making enough pottery. And we also are not distributing any pottery. That's why it's just sitting there. So let's set up a cellar. That's what they're called. Okay, a settler. And then we will now start distributing pottery, and you'll notice that our houses are immediately starting to go up because they have everything else they could possibly need. So we have a cold relationship with these guys, but hopefully we can start selling them some pottery. And let's just go sell as much as we possibly can. There we are. Maximum's 90. All right. So let's take a look here. So we've got 90 pottery that can go to them, and our prestige is rising a little bit with them. We need 30 bricks, and then we need a bunch of prestige in order to be able to trade with the other cities. So it looks like we just traded our first bunch of pottery in there to them, and you'll notice a lot of people are moving in now because we got them pottery. So we'll leave that here, and we'll see you next time.